led from the start. Every pole the winning one, and it's Winning Colors showing the way as they straight away in the lane. Winning Colors doing it just like Kiwi Lucas said she would. And down the stretch they come. Winning Colors in front. Here comes 49er on the outside. Lucas and Stevens. It's a fighting finish. Winning Colors by a head. Wire to wire with Gary Stevens in the air.
It's Thunder Gulch, the drawing off. Thunder Gulch. Tejano run. Late run by Timber Country, but it's Thunder Gulch winning the Derby.
Another thing we want to touch on are myths as far as the Derby goes. Number one of the first ones I touched on was the fact that people think there's no standout, when in fact there's been good enough performances to indicate to me that I think that somebody is going to rise and emerge and, you know, sort of break out and, you know, bust the Triple Crown wide open and win the Derby or Preakness. I feel like that we will get a Triple Crown bid. May not get a Triple Crown, but what's interesting is in years where we haven't had a Triple Crown and we've had a Derby Preakness winner, or even have it split three ways, that's when we've seen the best horses, the Hall of Famers and the superstars that go on and have prolonged careers, even though that, of course, as we know, has become a bit more of a dying breed. Not uncommon, but it's just more prevalent now. Horses are retired and whisked to the breeding shed. So we'll see how long a lot of these horses will last at the end of this 2019 Triple Crown. But one of the myths, and getting back to that theme, is the fact of maximum security. Everybody and their kid brother, they may even have the connections believing, well, we got kind of a soft lead in the Florida Derby. Bodie Express, albeit granted, I will, you know, agree that he wasn't literally breathing down Maximum Security's neck, but it's not his fault that Hidden Scroll didn't go in this race. And it appears to me more than anybody in terms of contenders are concerned, people seem to believe that the only reason why this horse won this race was because he got a soft lead and you try going 2 turns against good horses, even with a speed favoring short stretch like Gulfstream Park, and see how tired you are at the end of 9 furlongs. This horse ran an outstanding race. His turn of foot is as good as Omaha Beach or anyone else's. Now, whether that turns out to be completely true going 1.25 miles, that remains to be seen, but that's with all the other 19 horses as well. This horse is now it may end up in the end, he does end up getting swallowed up. Whether he goes to the lead, whether he stalks the pace, he's just not quick enough when the horses begin to really turn on the afterburners on the turn and he gets left and gets swallowed by the stalking pouncers. Perhaps it will turn out that way, or if he goes on the lead, things won't be as easy as everybody claims for it to have been in the Florida Derby, and he ends up getting, torched in the stretch, or, you know, in the run up to the head of the lane at Churchill Downs. But, you know, until I see this horse absolutely have any of those things or any of those occurrences to take place, I got to take him seriously, man. I mean, he to me looks very, very impressive. And one thing people are forgetting is that they seem to believe, and maybe in the Derby he gets keyed up, or based on his post position he has to go to the lead, that he's a confirmed dead front runner, one-dimensional front runner. I'm not buying into that. He's shown that he can be tactical, and I think that's going to help him, as well as Tax, who has some very, very interesting numbers in that. So that's one of the big Derby myths, is that Maximum Security, the only reason why he won the Florida Derby was because he got a soft lead. Everybody just seems to be, you know, banging that drum, and I just think that in the end, in the Derby, he may not get that, but it doesn't necessarily preclude him or make him exclusionary from being able to hit the board in the Kentucky Derby, maybe even win it. And it might surprise you, especially when we get into the post positions. He may be one of my win bets. I'm very, very have a very, very strong intuition about what he may do in this race. I think he's certainly going to have an impact on the race, good, bad, or indifferently, in this 2019 Kentucky Derby.